Hello, how are you? Welcome to the weekly vlog and happy Wednesday already. My bad. My week started off on a very busy day, and then yesterday I was not in a good mood. I think I just had too much peopling in too short a time, and yesterday I needed to just do absolutely nothing. And I did that, and it was great. I spent the entirety of last night watching Supernatural and crocheting, which I meant to grab. I will grab that one moment. I've been working on a Granny Square book sleeve for a little bit. The first squares that I made were these cool spiral ones, and then I think sometime last week I made these two diamond ones, and then yesterday I made these two checker ones as well. So I have to do one more type. I think I'm gonna do like a pinwheel type thing, so it's kind of circular. Then I'll have two kind of squarish ones and two circular ones that I can kind of arrange nicely. So once I have the last two squares done, I'm gonna sew them all together with a lime green, and hopefully that'll be a nice book sleeve. That's the goal at least. Wish me luck on that. If I end up messing it up in the last little bit of this project, I'm gonna be so upset. But yeah, that was last night, and then on Monday, my friend from a different city had come over on a Sunday night to have a little sleepover, and on Monday we went to the last day of this festival carnival thing that's happening in my city. I was there on Saturday as well, but my other friend also wanted to go, so I went a second time and had a great time with them as well. When I was there on Saturday, there was a sweater that I saw that I wasn't gonna get because I thought it was like 60 bucks. But on Monday, when I was there with my friend, I was like, you know what? I'm still thinking about that sweater. It is expensive, but it's a small business. So let me just pop back to that stall, see if they still have one in my size, and I'm gonna get it if they do. And they did have just one sweater left that I wanted, and it just happened to be in my size. And it also just happened to be on sale for $18. It's this adorable sweater that says freshly brewed coffee with scream and sugar. It's adorable. It's in this like really nice blue color that I love. I also love how the ghost mug says dead inside, fueled by caffeine. This is so goddamn cute. I don't even drink coffee anymore. I only have tea and matcha, but this is just so freaking cute that I couldn't say no to it, and I'm so happy that it was on sale and they still had one. So I can't wait to wear that all year long, really, but especially this coming fall season. It's gonna be so cute and comfy, and I love it. But yeah, that's been my week so far. Today's been very nice. I've had a little self-care day. I think today is the first day that I've had since my cat died a couple weeks ago where I could just spend some time on my own. I've not been taking the best care of myself in the last couple of weeks just because I've been dealing with a lot of, emotional stuff, obviously. So today I slept in a little bit. I stayed in bed reading for a little while, and then I had a super long shower. I like scrubbed my entire body. I did a face mask and all my skincare stuff. I flossed my teeth for the first time in a while. That's always like the first thing to go whenever I'm not doing well mentally. I never have a problem with brushing my teeth, but flossing is a step that I do not take when I'm not doing well. So I'm very happy to have taken care of myself like that today. I also did some cooking. I made a batch of jalapeno cheddar cornbread muffins, and they are delicious. They're so good. And now here we are. It's like what, 4 o'clock, I think? 4:30 somehow already, and I've done very little reading today, but at least a little bit first thing in the morning. So my current reads, I have 3 things on the go right now. First of all is Braiding Sweetgrass by Kimmerer. This is a nonfiction, and the author is a botanist and a poet. She is indigenous, and this is kind of all of her indigenous wisdom on botany kind of wrapped up into this beautiful part memoir, part scientific research. It's such a beautiful book so far. I'm really enjoying it. Her writing is incredible. You can really tell that she's a poet by her writing. It just flows so beautifully. I'm also doing this one as tandem with the audiobook because it is narrated by her as well, and it's just a wonderful addition to this story. I've cried multiple times reading this so far because her writing is just so beautiful, and I'm definitely having a fantastic time with this one and can't wait to carry on with it. I'm reading this one very slowly, just kind of whenever I have the mental energy to really pay attention to it. But yeah, I've got that one going on, and then I've also started Raybearer finally by Jordan Ifueko. This has been on every single TBR for several months, and it's finally happening. I'm not very far into it so far. I'm only on page 41, which is chapter 5. Story is just getting started, and I can't wait to see where it goes. At the start of this book, the main character is 11 years old, and she's been raised completely separate from any other people, and she has this gift where she can touch any person or object and be able to see all of their memories. And then one day her mother comes around and shows her this portrait of a boy that she's never seen before, and she tells her that she has to go somewhere, find this boy, fall in love with him, and then once she is fully in love with him, she has to kill him. And the mother is able to command her to do whatever she wants, so she has no choice. And she soon finds out that the person that her mother wants her to kill is actually the crown prince of the empire. So far, the writing is beautiful. I have read The Maid and the Crocodile, which is the spin-off novella that's set in this world, and the writing there was stunning. It's no different in this one. I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't really have too many feelings on the characters yet, but I'm really interested by the world and the magic system. So fingers crossed I end up loving this one. Finally, for right now, my audiobook, I'm listening to The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I didn't actually have this book on my TBR, but it's the only book that I could find that fits both of the buzzword challenges for this month. The covers challenge is to have some kind of like damage on the cover itself. So in this one, there is blood on the text, and the word challenge is to have like some kind of group word in the title, so club, league, group, that kind of thing. I couldn't find any other book that was even kind of interesting to me that fit both of these prompts, so I figured I would give this one a shot. I have read from Grady Hendrix before, and I am very hit or miss with him. I like his ideas, but I find he takes things a little bit too far for my own personal comfort sometimes. And also, this one is just like straight up a thriller, which I am not a fan of usually. I like having some kind of supernatural element to pretty much all of my books, but this one follows a whole bunch of final girls. Most of them are a bit older. They're in like their 50s, around there, but there's somebody coming after them and killing them one by one, and the main character is on the run. I'm not like loving this book, but I'm liking it enough to continue it at least. Like, I'm intrigued but not overly invested, so I'm just kind of carrying on anyways. I am about 70% of the way through. I have roughly an hour and a half left in the audiobook, so I'm going to try and finish that one up tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, and go from there. So those are all the current reads for right now. So I'm going to leave that there. I've been talking for far too long. It's been like 15 minutes, so I'm going to run. I need to finish editing last week's vlog and get that posted, and then I'm going to settle in on the couch and read for the rest of the night. Good morning. How you doing? It's already Sunday. I kept meaning to update throughout the week and I just haven't gotten around to it, but we're here now. Sunday morning, bright and early. I woke up weirdly early today and I'm just kind of vibing, so figured I would update while I'm waiting for drag brunch today. I'm excited about it. I'm going with my roommate and a friend of mine, and then afterwards my friend and I are gonna go to some like thrift bookstores, kind of hang out and have a nice Sunday afternoon together. But before that, I have many books to talk about. I honestly have no idea what I was talking about when I updated last. I think I've only finished one thing since then, but I've started several new things. So I finished The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix the other day. I gave it 2 stars. Didn't like this one a whole lot, I'm not gonna lie. I think this author is just not for me. I like his ideas. I think he is really good at writing tension, but I never like his characters. And aside from the moments of tension, I don't really like his writing that much. I don't like his dialogue and that kind of thing. So I'm just not overly fond of him. I don't think. That was the 3rd book of his that I've read, and I doubt that I'll read any more of them. I am interested in a couple of other ones, but probably not enough to actually go and read them. So 2 stars for that one. And then since then, I'm currently reading 4 books and I need to chill. I'm still reading Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. I made some really good progress last night. I am currently on page 202, so I am a little bit more than halfway through right now. Having a great time with this. I'm loving the characters. I love the world. The magic is really cool as well. Just everything about this is awesome so far. I'm having a great time with it. I feel like the meat of the plot is just starting, which did take quite a while, but I was still enjoying what was happening in the beginning and all the setup to the world. I did feel like it was going on a little bit too long to actually get to the main point of the book, but aside from that, no complaints so far. I'm looking forward to seeing where the romance goes as well. I hope it works out how I want it to, but I do have a feeling that something is going to end in tragedy, so we'll see what happens there. Also made some good progress on braiding Sweetgrass. I am also a bit more than halfway through now. I'm on page 216 and just having the best of times with this. This is just so beautiful. I learned a lot from it. I do one day want to read this again so I can highlight it and tab it. And there are just so many little beautiful pieces of wisdom in here. And I think everybody should read this book, but especially people in North America. We have such a huge consumerism culture here and it's awful. I know that that's everywhere, but I feel like especially bad in North America. There's just so little respect for the land and the earth that we're on. And I feel like a lot of people could learn a lot from this book. I think I was saying before that her writing is just so beautiful. I'm having an amazing time with this book so far as well. Of the 3 of her books that I've read so far, this one is definitely my favorite. I've loved the other 2 as well, but this one is really something special. Also started an ebook on my Kindle. I am currently reading Woodworm by Layla Martinez, and I'm 25% of the way through. This one is a horror novella translated from Spanish, and it's creepy. Oh my god. It's set in this haunted house. It's a kid and her grandmother living there. They're very aware that it's haunted and they just kind of live with these spirits. Both of them are completely unhinged, but especially the kid. There's something very wrong with her. I have no idea where the plot's going to go with this one yet, but I'm looking forward to finding out. The best thing so far with this book though is the writing style. It's dual POV between the grandmother and the kid. And the kid's POV, her writing is a lot of like really long run-on sentences. Reading from her POV makes me feel so tense. I'm like holding my breath as she's monologuing in her head, and she's also talking to you as the reader as well. And yeah, the way it's written is just so good. I'm having a great time with this book. I feel like I haven't read a good horror book in quite a while. Everything that I've read recently has been kind of a letdown, and this one is really doing it for me. So fingers crossed it stays that way. And then finally for right now, I'm listening to the audiobook for The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie, which is a reread for me. Cozy Quill book club that I'm part of is reading it for this month, so I figured it's a good time to do a reread for it. It was one of my best books that I read in whatever year that I read it. I think 2023, I want to say, maybe around there. I don't think it was number 1, but it was for sure in the top 3. This is just wonderful. It's a YA kind of fairy tale type story about this girl who sacrifices herself to the sea god to try and stop all of the storms and monsoons and stuff that are destroying her homeland. But when she gets to the underworld, she discovers that the sea god is actually cursed and he's been asleep for 100 years, and that's why the bride sacrifices have not been working to stop the storms. So she's doing her best to try and figure out what's going on, but she also only has 30 days to do so, because if she is in the underworld for longer than 30 days, then she will just become part of the underworld. This is such a beautiful book. I'm not usually a YA fan anymore these days. Once in a while, but not very often. But I do love YA, like fairy tale retellings type stories, because they just feel so much more whimsical. So I'm definitely enjoying this one. Of course, I gave it 5 stars the first time that I read it, and it'll probably also be a 5-star this time. But yeah, those are all the updates for the time being. I'm gonna start getting ready for my day shortly, but first I'm gonna go sit on the couch and read and just kind of have a nice quiet morning for a little bit until my roommate gets up, and we'll chat probably tomorrow to wrap up the vlog. Hello, happy Monday. How you doing? It's time to wrap up the weekly vlog. Yesterday was so much fun. We had a great time. It was not the most well-produced drag show out there. Two of the queens were great. The drag kings were fun. The one queen was not so great, but that's all right. But it was still a great time regardless. It was my one friend's very first drag brunch and they had so much fun. We laughed a lot. I got a mimosa. The food was okay. Wasn't incredible, but at least wasn't super expensive, so at least there was that. But yeah, overall we had a really fun time, and I'm glad that we were able to go to that and that my friend was able to join us. And then after that, my friend and I went on a little indie bookstore crawl in Collingwood, Ontario. It's quite a ways away from where we live, but it's well worth the drive. It's first of all a beautiful area. It's the Blue Mountain area, and when I say mountain, it is actually just a big hill. It's basically just a large ski slope. It's not what I would really consider to be a mountain, but it's the closest to a mountain that we have in Ontario, so we'll take it. But yeah, it's a beautiful area. The first bookstore that we went to was Nottawa Cottage, which we've been to many times. That was where we went last year for the Pride book bedazzling event, where I bedazzled my copy of Twilight. I'll link the vlog to that in the cards if you want to check that one out from last year, but it was so much fun. I'm very proud of myself. I did not buy anything this time. I got very close to, but I resisted. I was sad about it, and I always feel bad going into an indie bookstore and not buying anything, but I was mainly just kind of there to hang out with my friend, and I'm trying to not spend too much money these days. I'm a little bit broke right now, so I definitely shouldn't be buying books or really anything that I don't need. So I was proud of myself for resisting. But then we went to the second indie bookstore. It's called Lit Wine Books, I'm pretty sure, and they sell books, of course, and also wine pairings for your books, and they're a little like bar and seating area. It's adorable. It was so cozy in there. The vibes were immaculate. Very good aesthetic in there, so I definitely had a good time. It was my first time at that one, and again, was not going to buy anything until I discovered that they actually have a used section, and I did indeed splurge just a little bit. I got The Fury of the Gods and The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne, books 2 and 3 in the Bloodsworn saga, which I read earlier this year. I do not own book 1, so I do have to find that one now. But I saw these there for $14 and $16, and I could not say no, because brand new, these cost 29 Canadian dollars, so they were roughly half off. And they're in like perfect condition, so couldn't say no to that. And yeah, we just kind of sat and chilled there together for a while, talked about books, and just had an overall great time. And once we got back into our city, we went to the Indigo there, where I once again was not planning on buying a book, but then I realized that I actually have 2 gift cards in my wallet and I have no idea how much is on there. But I saw Through Gates of Garnet and Gold by Shauna McGuire, the newest book in the Wayward Children series, which I have read. I read it at the very start of the year. I think it was my first book of the year. I had an arc of the audiobook somehow, but I own the whole series. It's my favorite series in the entire world, so I have wanted to buy this book, but it is 35 Canadian dollars for a like 150 page novella, and that to me is too expensive personally. So I've been waiting for it to go on sale or find it used or something, and I just wasn't having any luck with that. So I thought there was at least a couple dollars on those gift cards that I had, so I figured I might as well just use those and pay for the rest of the book. And it turned out that not only was there enough money on that one gift card to pay for the entire thing, the other gift card also had $50 on it. So I currently have like $70 in gift cards to spend at Indigo that I had no idea that I had. So I'm very happy about that, and I have to figure out what I want to buy. I think I'm going to pre-order a couple of things. The new Agent Thomas book is coming out soon, so I'll probably pre-order that one, and then I'll probably pre-order the 11th book in the Wayward Children series as well. And then I'm not sure what else, but I'll figure that out soon. When I got home, my roommate had surprised me by ordering pizza, and that was very nice. And we just watched some Drag Race together, and it was great. And yeah, that was it. That was my Sunday. In terms of some reading updates, I have no progress on the majority of what I read, but I did finish The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I didn't love it quite as much as I did the first time. I did still love this book, but the magic just wasn't quite there. I'm going to leave my rating as a 5-star because that's what I gave it the first time, but it was definitely better the first time that I read it. But that is just fine. I'm still happy that I read it again. It was nice to revisit a story that I really enjoyed, even though it wasn't quite as magically wonderful as it was the first time. Still a great book. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this week's vlog. So thank you as always for coming along. I appreciate ya. I hope you also had a great week, and I will catch you in the next video.